All right, this is the Graphing Calculator tutorial number 2. We're going to work on solving absolute value equations using the intersection feature. Of course, some of these can be solved quicker by hand, but I think you'll find in the long run this is a really useful tip that you can not only use for this unit, but there'll be many, many units we do this year where you can use this feature. All right, so we're going to start the same way we start all of these. We're going to take the left-hand side. Instead of setting it equal to f of x, we're going to set it equal to y sub 1, just a little calculator notation. It means the same thing. And take the right-hand side and set it equal to y2. You'll see the y1 and y2, so when you go to y equals, of course, you might first want to reset the calculator. You see I've got a weird setting on mine. If you don't know how to turn it off, second plus sign 7 1 2 will reset the calculator's memory. So go to y equals, type in the first equation. To get that absolute value symbol, you press the math key. You scroll right to num, and it's number 1. And we're going to type in 2x plus 5 and then plus 1. Going to keep that equation in there and then type in 3 in for y2. You can hit graph if you want, but really that's not where we're going to get the solution. We don't eyeball that in case they intersect at decimals. I believe they do in this case. Instead, and you've got the steps actually right here written down. You might want to write those down. If you're afraid you're going to forget them. But once you have the equations in there, you're going to press second trace, and we want to find out where the graphs intersect. So number 5. And then you're going to get a screen that looks like this. It's going to say first curve question mark. That just means there's two, I guess, curves in this problem. There's the absolute value V-shaped curve, and there's the horizontal line. So what we want to do is we want to take that cursor, and it doesn't matter which curve you start on. You just want to move that little blinking cursor somewhere nearby one of the intersection points. It doesn't have to be right on it, just somewhere in the ballpark. And then we're going to hit enter once. It jumps to the second curve automatically. You don't have to do anything. Hit enter twice. It's going to say guess question mark. You never want to guess, so hit enter a third time. There's one of your solutions. Remember, we're solving for x, so negative 1.5 is one solution. If you found the other solution, that's okay, because that's what we're going to do now. To find the other solution, we're going to repeat the process. You got to go back and hit second trace. So you got to redo everything from the beginning. Number 5 for intersect. The only difference is this time we want to find the other intersection point, so we're going to move our cursor somewhere nearby that other intersection point. Hit enter once, twice, 3 times, you get your other answer. Now, if the question said for us to graph these two functions as well, we could do that as well. We could use the table to graph both of those functions, but really I just want you to focus on coming up with the solutions and not worry so much about the graphing portion. Let's go ahead and try number 2. Still need to be able to do these by hand. There'll be some questions that require work, but if it doesn't require work, then you can use this calculator trick. Need to be able to solve these problems really both ways. Go ahead and pause the video and try to come up with the solution or solutions to this problem. All right, so when you graph these two functions, that's what it should look like. If you're getting an error message, remember, make sure you're using the right symbol for subtraction. That's the subtraction symbol right here next to the 6 key. This is the symbol down here at the bottom right corner use when you're talking about a negative number. So you can see these graphs are only going to have one solution, which makes this a little bit easier. So second trace, Go to number 5 for intersect. Move the cursor, and you can see I don't even have to be right on it. I'm just somewhere close to that intersection point. Hit enter 3 times. You get your only solution. X equals 4. Remember, we're just solving for X. We're not concerned about the Y values here. All right, so the last one, go ahead and put that one in your calculator, the left side and the right side. And then we'll go through a little bit of special features on this last one. So you'll see here when you graph it, only the V-shaped graph shows up, y equals 12. The window is not, only goes up to 10. So what we need to do, there's a number of different ways to do this, but the easiest way is to zoom out in the calculator. You can see the steps written down right there. To zoom out, you're going to press the zoom button, which is in the top middle portion of the calculator. And we're going to go to number 3 for zoom out. And then you go back to the main screen. You need to hit enter one more time. If you hit it twice, it may zoom it out too much. So you may have to reset your zoom and start this process over. To reset the zoom, you can see at the bottom, you can hit zoom 6, or you can reset the calculator's memory. That would take a little bit longer to do since you didn't have to go back and retype the equations. But now you can find both intersection points pretty easily. So second trace number 5, take your little bug close to one of the intersection points, hit enter 3 times, you get -9 as one solution. And second trace number 5, and move your bug close to the other intersection point, hit enter 3 times, and you get your other solution. Remember, graphing, as long as you've typed it in right, graphing will never give you a false positive. It'll never give you an extraneous solution. So those 2 solutions, doesn't hurt to check your answer just to make sure you haven't made a calculator typo. But if you've typed in everything right, those 2 are definitely solutions to this problem.